Presenter is Alan Haller. Alan I've asked to talk about his work and the work that a great MSU athletics team and university team have been doing on developing a facilities plan and working through the beginning steps of that facilities plan. So it's this. In contrast to the NIL work, is maybe a little bit more fun and forward focused and so Alan, I'll turn it over to you to share with the group what you've been working on.
Okay. Thanks, Bill. Good morning, everyone. Before I get started, I'd like to recognize Walt Drent. Most of you know he retired this week. Walt, a longtime employee, six-time Big Ten champion, National Coach of the Year in 2014. But more importantly for me, Walt was a friend, and he's not going anywhere. He's going to be around for a little bit as a consulting role, but not always, your coworkers turn into really good friends. And Walt was a good friend for me and to me, and appreciate everything that you've done for MSU athletics and our community, Walt. And if we could all just give Walt a hand. We are going to celebrate him when we can come back together. But Walt, really appreciate everything you do and have done for MSU athletics and our student athletes. All right, I'm going to try to share my screen. I know I got some of my coworkers out there laughing at me because I'm challenged electronically, but we'll see how this works. There we go. Stop laughing at me, those of you who know who you are out there. So we, about a year ago, we started our master facility plan. This is a comprehensive plan. You're going to see a couple of slides, but this is a several hundred page document that's going to take us through the next 20 years and plus. It talks about proposed facilities, upgrades, maintenance, and we tried to focus on function and footprint. Function meaning we wanted facilities that provide our student athletes and our staff the best opportunity to be successful. And then we also talked about our footprint. We have a unique footprint here at Michigan State, meaning most of our facilities are in the middle of campus. Our student athletes can walk from their housing to their athletic facilities, and so we wanted to stay within our footprint. The people on the screen were on the executive committee, but I'd like to recognize Casey Carter, Rick Atkinson, and Dylan Marinas. They did the bulk of the work before we got to the design phase. The design phase was the easiest part of this process, and they met with 26 constituent stakeholder groups internally, and then we had 5 external stakeholder groups that they met with to accumulate a lot of points of view and information that helped us get to the design phase. So thank you for your efforts, the three of you. Our first slide is kind of the overview of our athletic facilities. If you can see my scroller, my mouse, get your bearings. This is the football complex currently. This is the proposed new football complex. I'll go over that. This is the band field, Forest Trust Field, where our new track and field indoor complex will go. Monnice Arena is right here. Breslin, we'll talk about Jennison, and then the Martin Soccer Complex, McLean, and Sequia Fields. So the first building I'd like to talk about is the proposed new football complex. Again, here's the current football complex, the indoor field. This would be the proposed new indoor field, the new football complex. This would be the entry. Here would be strength and conditioning, athletic training. Up here, meeting rooms, team meeting rooms, and then locker rooms would be down here. And then the building next to it would be our new academic center and the new student athlete cafeteria. And I'll go over that in a little bit more detail as we get to the next slides. Here's a front view. I think this is a beautiful facility. Out front here is Shaw Lane, the current football complex indoor facility. Clarabelle Smith is right here. And we really like the idea of trying to bring inside outside, so that's why the windows, these are all doors that will be able to be open, so be able to give you a feel of practicing indoors but actually being outdoors. So I really think that this came together nicely. I'm not going to get into all of the internal slides, but really excited about what this could be. Next slide is another view of the complex, a closer view of what the student athlete cafeteria, academic center, and then football complex. If you looking at this area, the current outdoor tennis courts are right here, so we would have to relocate them. And then parking is going to be an issue. There's a proposed parking lot here. We're talking about maybe a ramp back up in here. The STEM building is here, and so they need additional parking. And as you know, parking will be and continues to be a problem internally to campus. The next slide is a ground level view of what our student athlete cafeteria will look like. It's going to be a beautiful facility. We'll have a nutrition center in here. And then the new academic center will be back in this area for all student athletes. And the cafeteria is for all student athletes. So I think this is going to be an exciting building for engagement for our student athletes, a place where they can gather and see their teammates and then those from different teams. So you might ask what happens to the current football complex in Scandalaris Center. The plans are to turn this entire complex into a student athlete health and wellness center. The current indoor practice field will be a training center for all of our other sports. We'll be able to train indoors more frequently. The current weight room will turn into kind of an Olympic training center for our Olympic sports. We would have career services inside this building, a behavioral and mental health services, a sports science center, and then hopefully we would be able to house some of our medical facilities in here as well. So we have a group of a committee that's working on the content of what goes inside this building as we speak right now. Next facility is, proposed facility is the indoor track. This is where the band field, Forest Trust Field is right now, across the street from the football complex. As you can see, the outdoor track, stadium, one is over here to the left, Iron West is to the back. So inside this building would be a 200-meter bank track. I know Walt wanted a 300-meter, but I think we'll go with the 200-meter bank track. There'll be locker facilities for men's and women's track and field, men's and women's cross country, and then field hockey as well, with meeting rooms. There'll be athletic training inside, and also a smaller weight room. And this building, I thought I'd show this. This is Jenison, so I thought I'd show this view of it. I'm really excited about what Jenison can be. We talked about maybe building a new facility, tearing down Jenison, but there's so much history there. And our design team was able to show us how they could turn the old into really, really new. So this is, as you're looking at, is the front view. We've taken off the wall, and we would totally pretty much renovate the entire inside. There'd be a wall placed here. This would be the 3,500 seat arena where our gymnastics, volleyball, and wrestling teams would compete. And then these stands are retractable, so they would go back. There'd be a second volleyball practice court here, and then a half volleyball court here. What you're looking at up here is a space for wrestling and gymnastics to practice. Gymnastics will also be able to practice down in this area as well. And then underneath will be locker facilities for those three sports, including men's and women's soccer, baseball, and softball. So I'm really, really excited about Jenison. I think this will really be a kind of the crown jewel of our renovated facilities because of the old, and then turning this into a new facility. Here's what is a proposed tennis complex. So here's the placement of our outdoor tennis courts. There'll be 12 of them. This is an extension of the indoor tennis facility. So there'll be new locker rooms, new meeting room space, kind of a platform overlooking the facility, athletic training spaces as well. So this is going to be a really, really nice place that hopefully we can partner with the university, one for expenses, but for use as well. Another ground view of this facility, be about 1,000 seating capacity, and again, 12 outdoor courts. I kind of went through these fairly quickly. Again, there's 200 plus pages to this plan. And if you want any more detail, you can see me, you can see Dylan, Casey, or Rick can sit down with you and go over the entire plan. We do have additional plans for Spartan Stadium, Plain Baseball Stadium, Sekia Stadium as well. And then DeMartin Complex, we have some plans as well for the outdoor track. As you know, MUN is going through ongoing renovation, and then our Lash Golf Center is currently going under a short game facility upgrade right now, and then the Breslin Center Recruiting Lounge is being renovated as well. So that takes me to our Hall of Fame, what we are calling game changers, and I'll get into that in just a minute, but we are going to renovate our Hall of Fame, which is the area in between the Smith Center and the football complex. That is going to be a project that's going to get moving here in the spring, but hopefully completion by the end of the summer, early fall. And here's the committee that worked on it. I really would like to identify Julie, Kara, Dylan, and Ben. They did the bulk of this entire project, and it wasn't easy. One, they had to deal with me, and two, it was just a lot of information. And as we get to the game changers part of this, you kind of see what I'm talking about. So here's the entry area. So this area back here is the Smith Center. This is the auditorium. So you come in and you take a left. This is what our new area will look like starting in May. These will be video boards where we can have live content or ongoing content, as well as static photos. Be a very nice photo opportunity right here for our parents and visitors and student athletes when they visit this facility. These will be the new plaques, and then as you can see, the plaques on the windows will be taken off. And then down here will be our kind of new game changers area, which I'll go into right now. This is a view from outdoors. You're looking in through the windows. This place will look beautiful at nighttime. It's going to be lit up. It's going to be kind of a crown jewel for this side of campus as people drive down Shaw Lane and look at this facility. So really excited about what this could turn into. Now here's our game changers area. So you might ask, what is a game changers area? As we went through this project, we thought this would be a great opportunity to kind of display in our facilities all of the pioneering diversity and inclusion efforts that have happened in the history of MSU athletics. We've got a great history here. We don't really have a place right now that collectively displays this information. So as I mentioned, Julie, Dylan, Ben, and Kara put this information together. The 3 panels are here, and here's a video board screen. I'll go into these in a little bit detail. I won't go through all of these, but as you can see, this is our 78-79 women's basketball team that was responsible for bringing a Title IX discrimination lawsuit that really paved the way for women rights in sports and new opportunities for women student athletes. Gideon Smith, who is an incredible individual, 220 in 1913, he was the first African-American football player at MSU and one of 3 first African-American football players in the country. He was also a World War I veteran and an incredible individual. Dick Lord is the first African-American hockey player. Nell Jackson, great Olympian coach, and also is our first woman administrator back in the late 70s. Then Trevon Harris is a Jamaican soccer player, first All-American and African-American All-American in 51, I believe, and then Judy Baum Park, Olympian. Next slide is if you saw the movie On the Banks of the Red Cedar, which was on BTN a couple of weeks ago. This group of student athletes in the 60s was kind of the history of that group was recognized. Duffy Doherty was a leader in diversity and inclusion. All of these individuals, Bubba Smith, Clinton Portis, Gene Washington, Bob Apizzo, All-Americans and first-round draft picks in the NFL. We're looking at Coach Bibbs and Herb Washington. Down at the bottom is our 2014 national champion women's cross-country team. Shirley Cook, Steve Smith. We all know Steve Smith for his accomplishments and also his donation to start the Smith Center. And then Franklin Gomez, an All-American wrestler. Then our final platform or slide, John Hanno. was our former president for 28 years, which is a pretty cool thing that I learned is he had affiliation with MSU for 46 years, so the football team has retired the number 46, so we no longer will wear that number. The 1976 national champion women's softball team, and Karen Dennis and some others. And so one of the things I'll say is we couldn't put everybody on these platforms, and you know, if there are complaints out there, like I said, you can go to Julie and Kara and Ben. But no, all seriousness, they did a lot of work to put this together, and I'm very proud of that group. Those that we could not put in static display here this will be a video board right here, so we can have ongoing content that will show movies and interviews and highlights of some of the diversity efforts of our department. So, and as you can see, this is kind of the entry into the football complex. So, you know, I'm really excited, you know, about what this can be and what it is going to turn into. And, you know, so that's my presentation on facilities. Please reach out to me or any of the other ones that I mentioned on this presentation if you want more information. So, you know, I'll turn it back over to you, Bill, if there aren't any comments or questions.
Thanks, Alan, and thank you for your leadership on this. I think the refreshed Hall of Fame with the Game Changers component and our ability to feature other individuals through the video boards will really be spectacular. And yeah, certainly, as you mentioned, MSU has been a leader in inclusion and diversity efforts on the athletic front, from Duffy and Dr. Hanna to the game of change and those many things, and I think having an opportunity to celebrate that in that space will be really special. So thanks, Alan, for your leadership in making that happen. And kind of on that note, our last guest